G'day, I'm Paul. So we're over in India at the moment, hosted by Mahindra, and I wanted to walk you through a couple of the electric cars they've just launched here for the Indian market that could be coming to Australia soon. So I want to run you through both of these and just some of the genuinely incredible infotainment technology they've got for a brand like Mahindra that you wouldn't really associate with tech or infotainment in this space. I think they've done a pretty impressive job. So I'll run you through that in a second. This is really going to be a high-level overview. Haven't driven these, won't be driving them either, but I just want to give you an idea of what they're doing and what we can expect for the Australian market as well. Okay, so this one here is called the XEV 9E. So it's kind of a sort of sportback shape, which you can see at the back there, and it's only available as a rear-wheel drive. Both of these are fully electric. Battery capacity in India varies, but it goes up to around 80 kilowatt hours with driving range of over 500 kilometres. I love also the fact that you've got a frunk here with around 150 litres of capacity in this one. The BE6, which is a slightly shorter vehicle, but on the same wheelbase. You can see there that the frunk is smaller, but has these sort of aero cutaways, which is part of the reason it is actually smaller. Now, the confusing part is that Mahindra announced a partnership with Volkswagen, but these vehicles use a BYD battery and an electric motor from a French company. But it appears that the Volkswagen partnership is still ongoing and they will eventually roll out stuff from Volkswagen as well. In terms of space, they claim class-leading interior space, and I'll show you the rear of them. The design is sort of pretty funky and out there. Decent ground clearance as well, over 200mm for both of these models. Even though they aren't obviously off-road capable, you are still able to do a bit of light off-roading with it. Decent boot space as well, with underfloor storage. Charging, DC charging up to 175 kilowatts. This is the charging port over here, so crack that open. You can see you have a CCS Type 2 plug there. Close this boot, I'll show you the room on the inside, and then I'm going to show you the infotainment system. So door handle is nestled into there. So again, they're claiming class-leading hip and side-to-side room and also headroom as well. So it's quite a premium vehicle in terms of what they're trying to achieve with it. So infotainment, I guess holder there. You've also got 65-watt USB-C charging port, air vents down the back there. Quite a nice sort of looking interior there with the white leather. Have a look at this. In terms of road noise, what they've tried to do is add acoustic glass around the cabin. So this has a layer in the middle. It's a bit hard to see because it won't focus. Basically a layer in the middle there to prevent noise coming into the cabin from the outside. And they've got this on all sectors of glass on the car. So I think that's a good way of just keeping noise down inside the cabin. But this is probably the coolest part, the infotainment screen. So there's 3 screens side by side there, but what has really blown me away here is how fast this is. So you have inbuilt apps that you can run. So for example, if I open YouTube, it loads the YouTube app. I can then have a video playing here on the screen, but what you can then do is actually move this stuff around between the different screens. So if I bring this over here, I can move it over to that screen. Then what I can do is run it in theatre mode, and then in theatre mode, it runs it on both screens. And it is so fast. There is like no lag with any of this stuff, and it's got this massive sound system as well with Dolby Atmos and Harman Kardon. I mean, to think that you're getting this technology from Mahindra, which is not exactly a brand that has been prolific in this tech space, I think is really, really impressive. Now, in addition to all that infotainment stuff, have a look at this. This is a glass roof, right? And looks just like a normal glass roof. Now, see those lines there? They're a little bit tricky to see, but see how they're pulsating? That is because they have an LED layer sandwiched between the glass layers on the roof, and it allows you to basically change whether it pulses, whether it's static, or whether it goes with the car's acceleration, or when it's cornering. It's a really cool setup. I haven't seen anything like that before. Very hard to see. I'm going to see if we can overlay some footage of how that actually works. Yeah, just a different concept on how to do stuff. You know, everyone has a glass roof these days, but being able to add all these lights and different colours into there just makes the car a little bit more unique in terms of the way that it works. Now let's have a little look at the BE6. It's slightly different there in terms of the interior layout. They've gone for, it's like a fighter jet cockpit, so dual screen setup that sort of pans around the top there, and then this handle down the centre with the gear stick, which looks pretty cool too. So even though this is shorter, it sits on the same wheelbase. So you're getting similar amounts of room in the second row there. So you can see it's not too bad there in terms of the proportions. In terms of cargo space, crack that open too. So they claim over 600 litres of cargo space here, which I think is a pretty decent figure. You can see the camo car cover. This has only just been launched here in India. All right, and there's the front too. So again, similar driving range because both of them weigh around the same. They claim it's under 2 tonnes, which is pretty impressive for an electric vehicle. 0 to 100 in both of them is around the sort of 6 to 7 second mark. And they claim that if they do put an electric motor on the front axle as well, that they're looking at closer to 5 seconds or under, which is, again, pretty impressive. And that might be what they do with the Volkswagen drivetrains when they finally get around to those. So, yeah, pretty impressed here with the 2 electric Mahindra products. Like I said, haven't driven them, won't be driving them, but keen to come back and have a spin and see whether they do eventually make it to Australia because, from a design perspective, they look really out there. The specs are pretty good in terms of efficiency and what you're getting. That infotainment system and the compute power behind it with state-of-the-art tech. I mean, they were even talking about stuff that is common now in a lot of manufacturers, but Ethernet support networks for all the ECU modules for the cars, cloud connectivity, and state-of-the-art AI for driverless integration as well. So yeah, let me know what you reckon in the comments section below on Mahindra's new electric products. They appear to have been well received here in India where electric cars really aren't that popular. So I'm curious to see what you think about the BE6 and the XEV 9E as well.